Hello and welcome to a Smurd video, and today we're looking at Immortal X-Men, and this is Fall of X, and this is issue 14. We got the trading card variant still going on with Krakoa, and then on the back, well, there is nothing this time. Actually, no, I'm thinking of the trading card variants from the X-Men, sorry. I did think that was a bit weird for a second. So, we begin our issue with Charles Xavier on Krakoa. He is the only mutant there, and he is broken. And in these first few pages, if you haven't read Hellfire Gala, he sort of gives a quick recap. But one of them in particular is Destiny saying to Xavier, if something happens, get Mystique out. So she gave him that instruction, and during the Hellfire Gala, he tried, and it actually she resisted so badly. This is how I interpreted it, that she ended up having some sort of stroke, etc., and falling off a balcony and dying, just as predicted by Mystique before, although she didn't know it was going to happen. Or maybe she did, but we knew that she was having trouble seeing the future, especially after Sins of Sinister. So the Moira and Status and Nimrod made their play. They had plagued humans with Krakoa medicine that had been tainted, and if the mutants didn't leave, they would be killed. So Xavier sent them off. However, when he sent them off, Mother Righteous vanished Krakoa, and we're not sure what happened to the mutants after that. So he is a broken man. This is written by Kieron Gillen. Lucas Wernick is the artist still. David Crow and Eric, I can't say Eric's second name, are the color artists. Feces Clay and Chaos is on the list, and Tom Miller and Jay Bowen are on the design. And the design has changed slightly. It looks very, very cool. I do like how this looks. So our story begins now, several weeks after the events, with Sebastian Shaw actually neutralizing his mutant gifts. And in his mind, he's never really been a mutant. He just had a mutant gene. He's more of a businessman and a human. So he's taken away his powers at the beginning of this issue to be part of this. And then he wants to know how rich he is, because he's made deals to make a fortune out of what's happening and out of this fallout and owning certain things around Krakoa. And he's calling this young lady Tessa. She is not called Tessa at all, but he wants to feel like those past days that are gone. And the funds are unchanged. They've not happened. So he is very frustrated. He's new Tessa, as he calls her, is a little bit more nervous than perhaps the old Tessa would have been unfazed. And he said, what do you think I was going to do, chuck you out of the building? She says, well, yeah. He goes, I'm not a freaking super villain. I'm a businessman. So he goes to Hellfire Gala to speak to Mother Righteous, who he made all these deals that helped him make these certain plays with the council, which ended up in the council actually being dissolved, etc. And she said, your mistake, Shaw, was you thought you were making a deal with a businessman, but you weren't. You were making a deal with a magician, a speller, a storyteller. Nice doing magic with you, because that's what this was all about. Her being powerful in magic. You know, that's what she's got right now. And she also says, you know what happens when you break magical circles? When you broke the council, that's literally what you did. You broke your magic. You broke your strength. Also, he's not welcome at the Hellfire Gala, hence all the guards going there. He wants his whiskey, or he's going to rip that man's head off. And then he learns that Wilson Fisk is the new White Queen. The new White King, and owns all of these things, etc., that he wants to do that. And then Emma Frost reaches into his mind and says, what a disappointment of all the things we could have done together, all the money you could have made if that's what you're interested in. And because of your actions, you're now getting the bottom of the barrel. You're getting the scrapes, etc., you know. And she said it did it, and Emma reminds him that she did it for the children, whereas you did it for the money. which is always been Emma's rating. So once he comes out of this episode, she says, what are we going to do? And he says, well, you know what? I can make money out of nothing. And he comes up with this little plan. I'm not going to lie, I didn't read the plan. I couldn't be bothered. But I'm sure it's a nice plan. So they are not at phase 1 yet. Phase 1 begins when they get hold of Krakoa. They've employed some humans. Selene is clearly with him. Hence, he did bring her into the Quiet Council before it was dissolved. So they've been trying to go to the island. However, they are seeing monsters. Meanwhile, Emma Frost is reaching out to Xavier. She is worried about him. She's not going to share locations, but she says, we cannot give up. Just because they are not there doesn't mean that they are dead. There is still some sort of hope out there, and we need to keep going on. So the humans arrive. He lets monsters, and the last thing that Xavier is going to do is let the humans desecrate oh goodness, I can't get my words out, the grave of Krakoa, of his friends, his family, mutant kind. They will not take this mutant grave and make it their own. So he will stay there. He will keep projecting mutants. Meanwhile, Hope, Irene, and Bennett de Paris have arrived on some sort of desert. They're not sure where. Hope says that Exodus pushed a little bit too hard, but he did what he did when they were going through the gate. Destiny cannot see the future, etc. And Hope says, well, you are blind. She starts losing her crap over what's happened with Mystique. She doesn't know where Mystique is, etc. And then Hope gives her a slap, reminds her, you are cold, you are collective. This is what you're best at. Pull it together, etc. So Exodus reads that there are 250,000 minds here. A lot of the people here on this desert do not have really good powers and can't really do anything. But you know what? We're also wearing formal wear. We are in a bad state. No food, no water. We're on it. So what does he do? He does what he does best. Listen to me, mutants. We may be in a desert. We may not know where we're going. We may die together. We may live together. But we're going to do it. We're going to fight. And we're going to survive. That's what he wants. So he says, this way, follow me. Because he has faith. So there's a promised land, etc. We also get this really cool little extract from the Book of Exodus. So we always thought that Bennett de Paris was creating not his own faith, but he was creating a sort of Bible of mutant kind, etc. So I'm gonna read this extract. I usually wouldn't. So the whole mutant people were cast out from Krakoa and came to the desert. In the desert, the whole community crumbled against Exodus and Hope. The mutants said to them, if only we had died by Orchis. Valid point, they'd be gone and not having to deal with this next new stressful situation. And in Krakoa, we sat around pots of plenty and ate all the food we wanted. But you have brought us out into the desert to starve the entire assembly to death. The Book of Exodus, Bennett de Paris. Translation. The other thing I just wanted to say before I wrap this up, we have no idea where this desert is. Is it on Earth? Is it another planet, another dimension? Where is it? We have no idea, and I suspect that will be found. But what's left of the council are scattered to the winds and trying to each find a new journey in the fall of X. And I'm glad, because they could have easily just finished this this run after the Hellfire Gala, because the council is no longer there, and that's what this whole story was around. So the fact that they've picked up these scattered mutants and they are still going on some sort of journey is quite cool. And I like this journey. I like journeys when they're split up, and hopefully eventually they'll all come together and face Orchis, whatever. So anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for watching. And thank you to those that are always subscribed. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.